Time for another review I should have done when I first bought it, but put it off and I forgot. Today we'll be taking a look at 80th anniversary, Talking Classic Thomas. Now, of course, it's just a stock standard regular Thomas. It's not like the other Thomas in this range. It's not got the sort of backsplash gravel water look or whatever I said it was in the first Thomas review. He's definitely a lot bigger. I really don't have the regular Thomas from this new range to compare with. So here's a sneak peek for the next video. Paint Splatter Thomas. Whoa. He is a lot bigger. He is definitely weightier. Of course, to fit in that new talking mechanism. I'll take away some of the track here for a moment. See if I can't get them to side by side. That's what they look like side by side. Let me move my camera stand here, otherwise known as Bandai Tex Bulgy. That's what they look like side by side. Fair bit taller. How long? How's the difference in length? Line them up buffer to buffer. Not super long. Not a huge difference. Just maybe like an extra buffer's length. We'll put that Thomas away to avoid too many spoilers for the next video. Go ahead and reattach. Well, actually, we'll do something funny. We'll just compare the new Talking Thomas to other things I have on the table here. So there's the new 80th Talking Thomas. Interesting how the whistle isn't molded like the rest of this. The rest of the Thomases doesn't even have the white running board, unfortunately. It does have... Oh, never mind. Well, that's a lot wider, too. Interesting. The cab on this is definitely more tall than it is long. So let's just go ahead and compare it with other things I have on my table here, like Core Class Skywarp. I get out of here. SpongeBob. That's what he looks like next to SpongeBob. I don't know, I'm trying to be funny. This isn't working. And here is what he looks like against in Ertl George. George might be a little too small. Definitely a little too small. But personally, I think he doesn't scale particularly too badly with a Bandai Tex Bertie. Now, the nature of this being one of the new talking engines is that it is technically... Hello, Kevin. It is technically a 3-pack. So, it does come with rolling stock. That of which being our first look at Annie and Clarabel in this new range. Now, I'm pretty sure these reuse a reboot. Oh, wait, no. Never mind, I forgot. I didn't realize this was a part of the chassis. I'm pretty sure it's probably just a retool of the reboot, like, van mold. But, unfortunately, Annie and Clarabel don't have different faces. They are 100% exactly the same. The Annie even has a guard's compartment that she's not supposed to have. But the cool thing about these is that they do open up. Excuse the animals in the background. Would you guys stop, please? They are quite big, and interestingly, they do have the really annoying spoked wheels. So as they're rolling along the track, you have that really ear-grating noise. Now, if I ever end up with a spare set of just flat wheels for these two, they are going on there. Let me see if I can't reach for a previous generation of coach. Wow, I really do not have a single Annie or Clarabel out right now. We'll use something that's the same mold. This is the, well, not the same mold, the roof's different, but the same mold, effectively. This is pretty much just like an old school Annie or Clarabel. Here's what that is. That's what that looks like. Fair bit taller. Would definitely be kind of jarring to have these two leading in front and then this behind it, or vice versa. Lengthwise, of course, the original Tomy one's going to be a lot longer, but I think with this new line, this is pretty proportional. I do, however, wish the seats were a little bigger. They do look a little small, and of course, there's those gaps in there for the wheels. Other than that, I think it's a pretty great way to get Annie and Clarabel. Unfortunate that they are restricted to a kind of expensive pack here. I think this guy ran me like $22, $25, I think, dollars at Walmart and here in America. I think while we have him here, we might as well compare him to some other rolling stock in the new range. Here's what he looks like, paired with one of the new tanker molds. The troublesome truck. That doesn't look half bad, honestly. I really like that. Do I have Gordon's Express Coach handy? No, I do not. And the camera has fallen. Alright, and we're back. Now let me just get set up here. Alright, I did go ahead and just grab the Express Coach from Gordon. Looks pretty good together. With Annie and Clarabel, so yeah, that doesn't look half bad. We really could use this for a special coach, huh? That's what the trio looks like together. And of course, this being a talking item, let me fix the track here. We'll go ahead and show off some of the voice lines. Now, the item does not come with the silver buffers on there. I did that myself. Although I really do wish it came with the white running board. I'm kind of perplexed as to why they didn't do that. Alright, here we go. Now, this will be a British voice.
Full steam ahead!
Yep. British voice. He, pretty sure, I don't think they're going to change this voice anywhere. I'm pretty sure, like, weirdly, one of the marketing points for this is that it has the British voice. Alright, there's that. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any other engines to really set this off with. I have the Reboot Talking Emily, and then I have the Talking Thomas and Percy from that CGI set, but they're both put away right now. And I'm pretty sure Percy and this Thomas, anyway, would not really have anything unique to say. That and these talking engines are expensive.
On my way!
It does have a very bright lamp. I've always really appreciated that with these. And this thing is a very quick runner, too. Like, if you've watched the running session video I did, I had this guy in there in place of a regular Thomas. And he was booking it around the layout. And he's a pretty strong hauler, too, so... Alright, let him finish speaking there. But he's a pretty strong hauler, too. He managed to haul quite a heavy load. And I just realized I could have used those for comparison instead of having to dig out my old coach. Well, that was a bit silly, huh? Well, too late for that now. Anyway, yeah, and then, of course, there's the speaker there. Interestingly, I thought that these used to have the little speech bubble on the top of the cab there, if you can see the recession in the plastic. I thought that used to be painted white. I don't know if that's just something they've done for this one, or if mine was a factory error and they didn't paint that or mold it. I'm not quite sure. And like I mentioned, of course, this interacts with all the other ones. I kind of hope they do another character in this style, and I really hope it isn't just this Thomas is all they're going to do. I really do think it's kind of scummy that this is the only way to get Annie and Clarabel in the new range, but if you're like me and you're going to buy the whole new range anyway, I guess that's really sort of a non-issue. But, I really should start doing star rankings for these, huh? Shouldn't I? If I had to give him a star ranking, I'd say it's like, 4.5 out of 5. I think really what would make this a lot better is that whistle being 3D, the white running board, maybe the buffers coming painted from the factory would have been nice. I know they've been painting the front ones, but they don't paint the rears. It's really odd. I don't understand why they don't do that. But yeah, if you're really wanting to get into this new 80th Classic range, this is definitely one I think you should pick up. I think the only way to get just a regular, non-dirty, or wear and tear version of Thomas in this style is this or the single pack, and I haven't seen any of the singles hit America yet, so if you really can't wait, this is kind of your only option if you want just a regular, clean Thomas, but you also get Annie and Clarabel with it, so, I mean, it's not too half bad a deal, I suppose, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm sorry this video's been all over the place, and I hope you enjoyed it.